So with a year until the next provincial election, can the party get united behind a new leader, or have the United Conservatives become too disunited after months of internal infighting over the pandemic? Let's bring in independent Alberta MLA Drew Barnes. He was kicked out of the UCP Caucus last year, criticizing the government's COVID-19 restrictions. Hi, Mr. Barnes. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Do you think you'll be rejoining the UCP caucus now?
Well, thank you for talking to me. I had 7 or 8 of my colleagues call me the night that Premier Kenney announced he was resigning, asking for the path back in, offering assistance and help. Yeah, and I'm willing to do my part. I'm grateful to represent Cypress Medicine Hat for 3 terms. Cypress Medicine Hatters believe in conservative unity, chiefly to keep the NDP from being re-elected, but also knowing that we have to work together at some point. So, yeah, I mean, what is also clear, though, Joyce, is that Premier Kenney cannot unite Conservatives. He has so not met expectations. He has so alienated Albertans. We're a year now where the NDP has consistently pulled ahead of the UCP and Jason Kenney, out fundraised 5-1, done a job of collecting data, getting ready for the next election a year from now, when the UCP and Premier Kenney have been all this infighting. So I'm willing to do my part. I'm taking all the direction and input from Cypress Medicine Hat, and Alberta should be the freest and most prosperous place, and that means a conservative government.
Are you going to run to be the leader of the party? And if not, who are you hoping will be the next UCP leader?
Well, that, of course, is step 2. Step number 1 is to finish what Albertans want, and Albertans want Premier Kenney to resign now, not 3 months or 6 months. The trust is all gone for Premier Kenney and the group that is connected to him in the UCP. Changing the rules, moving the goalposts. The belief now is that the rules or the timing of the leadership race will be not valid or not put out transparent for everyone. So step number 1 is Jason Kenney needs to resign. He needs to resign today.
I'm going to interrupt you there, Mr. Barnes, because it seems to me that there was a ruckus caucus meeting yesterday where they decided that he should stay on until the new leader is chosen. So let me ask you: was this was the push for a review of Jason Kenney's leadership a mutiny? Because he's gone, he's not gone. People want him out, then they want him in. There's a little bit of confusion in that party right now.
Well, there is. It's one of the areas that a lot of Albertans are very disappointed today. Albertans put it out strongly that they want Jason Kenney to go away. 3 years ago in the general election, 55% of all Albertans gave him a strong mandate for economic freedom and individual opportunity. He didn't deliver. 2 days ago, he could only get 51% from his small club that want him to stay. And it was Caucus's turn to do what Albertans wanted, and that was to insist and demand Premier Kenney's resignation. Albertans are telling me today they're very, very disappointed in the UCP caucus for not insisting on that immediate resignation, for not picking an interim leader that could start the process of the unification, start the process of economic freedom, and a full and fair, transparent race. It was a mistake.
Okay, but you know that leadership races are not necessarily very unifying exercises. On the contrary, that's when sort of the party's disunity shows the most clearly. But I want to ask you this: is the problem Jason Kenney, or is the problem this party just can't get united? There are too many factions in this party. Who do you know now? Who would you support to unite this party?
Well, first of all, yes, the problem is Jason Kenney. Not only did he not meet expectations after giving a full, strong mandate for conservative values, economic freedom, individual opportunity, flip-flop left and right, and it was the way in which he handled it, calling, UCP members extremists and hardcore right-wingers, picking fights with doctors. when he tried to move the payments to AISH people about 2 years ago, caused considerable hardship. That kind of perceived cruelty was just wrong. So yes, the problem is Jason Kenney. I was grateful to be in that caucus for a couple of years. It's full of good Albertans who genuinely want to work hard, work together for all Albertans. But going forward, I agree a leadership race can be divisive, but Alberta's long been a leader in being able to debate and engage in full-blown discussions about different ideas. That's what I look for.
And this is a debate, and this is a debate that we will certainly be following. Drew Barnes, Independent Alberta MLA. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Wonderful. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day.